My name's Adam Fox. I'm from the TUC, more specifically Union Learn, where the learning and skills arm on the TUC. They give us a number of laptops, not laptops, iPads, which we used to engage with adult learners. Castleford Learning Centre. That went really well. We had a number of people who hadn't used technology in the past. And we engaged with them to show them how to shop online, how to blog, various different things.
Was that quite surprising, the outcome that you got?
It really was, yes.
Response from the older learners?
We had an 80, I can't remember a specific age, but she was in her 80s and she was really engaging with that. More projects like the one we've just done, we found it really, like you say, inspirational. And we found it really good to engage with learners. With the iPads and with that sort of technology. So I really enjoyed the keynote speaker. I thought he was really good, and the gamification one that I've just been into, I found some hints and tips in there that we could use to engage with learners as well. So it's more about engaging with learners and getting them on board, really.
My name's Wendy Adams and I work for Harrogate College. I really enjoyed the keynote. It was something different to be looking from a non-educational perspective. And I think it makes things interesting when you start thinking about what business actually wants. And as I twittered a couple of times, we need to start listening to the students and the businesses more about which directions they want to go in. But we also need the exam boards and that type of thing to come on board with that.
To engage
with that process.
And what are you doing at the conference today?
I'm wanting to find new innovative ways of engaging my students and getting them to understand concepts. The session I've just been to has shown me some different things that I haven't thought of trying, which is to actually get them to look at fictitious pieces of information and tell me why. And that takes a step back from, is this information trustworthy or not, and gets them to actually tell me why it's not trustworthy. And that's not a way I've concepted it before. But obviously, that's something I will now engage with them. The RSC's introduced me to a lot of things. I attended in 2010 and got some really good stuff then. I wasn't able to come last year, and then obviously this year I'm hoping to learn from the stuff and obviously engaging it into being the best that they can be. And that's what the students should be striving for. I think moving the conference time or date to the very beginning of July, because a lot of teaching staff, and especially last year, I wasn't able to come because of teaching commitments. This year I've managed to get to come, but next year I might not be able to again. And because it's at the very end of the college year, it's something that I'm adamant about. You'd have a lot more teaching staff and you'd have a lot more people here.
My name is Hisham Alawi. I'm from Leeds City College and I do multimedia and assistive technology technician. I booked myself on 3 sessions that I could see that they were more appealing, if not relevant, very relevant to what I'm doing and or what I would like to do in the future. So these were, if can't remember, technology in action, mobile devices. I'm very much into mobile devices and how they can enhance learning and teaching, as well as in the afternoon, I think it's amazing interactive teaching resources, as well as an investigation of the effectiveness of tablet devices. What I'm hoping to gain is to see what other people are doing with these mobile devices and where it's leading us, how far they have reached, and compared to our organization. We have a team, and we have an e-learning team. We straddle a grey area sometimes, and we do both e-learning as well as support technology in the classroom. And we have a curriculum support area where we have most of our guides and information where we store it to help, and we usually advertise it within the organization and encourage people to go and use it. So what I'm doing, for example, the session I attended in the morning, it touched on different uses of iPads, not only iPads, but other types of tablets like the Samsung Galaxy, and other manufacturers. I don't want to use the same term, like whatever I do. As well as the iPods and iPhones, and the range of ages and the types of courses and learners. And that was very interesting to know.
Yeah. And where do you think those devices would slot into your projects?
We are about probably, we will be pushing towards more implementation of this technology.
Yeah.
So I think that it will touch on all the areas of the curriculum as well as all types of learners, distance learners, learners with additional needs, just learners, and learners who are more field-based, like horticulture and like mechanics, ESOL as well, though they are maybe in the classroom. Or so these devices they can help in experiential and reflective learning, and we are trying to help. If we bring, because the current issue is people and critics of this trend to say, are we teaching towards the iPad and its apps or all these new tablets?
Yeah.
My idea is that, what I think is that it's not about that, it's about helping learning or enhancing the learning experience, pushing towards whatever is happening, because if we look at the global picture, with all these solar energy technologies and all these other things coming into place, and they push you into these changes, whether you want it or not, so you have to catch up. So these are the tools that we are trying to acquire and help with our moving towards or keeping pace with the new changes. RSC, this is not the first encounter or the first time, because we did an online conference or workshop, webinar with inclusiveness, excellence in inclusiveness, a couple of months ago, and that was very interesting to do, very informative. We could know what people are doing, are thinking, or where they want to go ahead from where we are now. So that was the first encounter, and the second one is this one, and I think that it's the Jisc is a very valuable, I think, partner in the education sector. For me, I go into the website to check what's new, what's being done. Especially, it has a regional aspect of it.
Yeah.
So it keeps you fresh and up to date with what's happening in the vicinity, rather than you see navigating the world. So, and in addition to that, you can see what policies and strategies are being put into place locally.
Yeah.
So you may try to sync or with all what's happening regionally, as well as look whatever happening outside. To be honest, for the moment, I'm just happy with what's happening, and whatever new things, novelties are coming into the market or into the sector, then I would like to see the RSC helping with that as well.
I'm Andy Gibson. I guess I'm here as a speaker. I'm an entrepreneur that builds tech that's supposed to make the world a better place, with varying degrees of success. So the RSC, I guess the main thing that they've invited me to do is to come and, I guess, share what I've learned from the various things that I've experimented with, and actually what I found is that it's kind of a community of practice, in that there's quite a lot of people who I've come across online and in various other sort of guises from the work that they're doing. So it's sort of the RSC has become a meeting point for people who I think are all working on similar things but separately and don't necessarily get a chance to come together and kind of figure out what we've all learned from it and get better at it. Most of my work has been about the use of technology to enrich our face-to-face interactions, and rather than to think of the web as a way of getting away from real life into the screen, actually to think about how can we use the internet to give us information about our world that enables us to get more from it. So actually, rather than replacing sitting in a room and learning from somebody with interacting on a screen, actually finding out using the internet that somebody who lives near you can, actually is an expert in the thing that you're passionate about. And so it's helping people to find each other. And then I guess what technology is doing very well for me is helping me sustain better relationships with more people to help build a community. So it's about relationships and conversation. It's probably a little bit different for me because I'm not a provider of services, so I'm kind of here as a I guess sort of a guest into this community. I think the thing that the RSC could certainly do. I mean, what I think is really powerful is to be sharing all these things online, all these the resources from this, and I think it would be interesting to see what the RSC can offer back to the wider community, because I think there's a lot of innovative work going on amongst the membership, and it'd be nice to hear like speakers from the RSC coming to conferences that I'm speaking at elsewhere and sharing what's going on, because I think there's some cutting edge stuff going on and a lot of lessons that can be learned. It's interesting. My one must-have piece of technology. I would be tempted to say, my mobile phone, because it allows me to get to email and calendars and all of that, and to connect with people. But I think I'm going to say soap. I think if I had to pick one piece of technology that I could keep and I had to get rid of all the rest, soap's brilliant.
That's an interesting choice. Thanks very much.
Pleasure.
Cheers.
So the organisation that I'm from is Doncaster College, and my name is Helen Hanson.
And what are you doing at the conference today?
I'm looking at various e-learning workshops to try and improve education at Doncaster College and import social media into the classes.
Brilliant. And what have the RSC done for you so far?
The RSC have invited me to this event that has been really, really useful. I've been tweeting as I've been here and meeting lots of new people face to face, as well as new people to keep in touch with on Twitter.
Great. And what would you like to see more from the RSC?
I'd like to see more events like this and lots of more information.
Brilliant. And one final question, what's your must-have piece of technology?
Must-have at the moment is, let me think. That's a hard one because I want it all. I want all the new gadgets and all the new tools and the new pieces of software that you can use, as long as it's free and open source.
Brilliant, thank you. So, what's your name and which organisation are you from?
My name's Jay Patel and I'm from Greenhead College. Alright, I promise I'll do one.
And what are you doing at the conference today?
I'm taking up a new role at the college in terms of helping to develop ILT across the curriculum, so I'm here to find out a bit more about it.
Brilliant. And what have the RSC done for you so far?
Again, this will be for the RSC at the moment. Beginnings of my interactions with them, really.
Right, okay. And what would you like to see more of from the RSC?
I think for me, for the more from the RSC may mean inviting them to come into our college and talk directly with staff and help staff in that way. But what I'm looking to do is to develop opportunities for that.
Brilliant. And finally, what's your must-have piece of technology?
My must-have piece of technology at the moment is my phone, which is my smartphone, which I pretty much do everything through.
What's your name and what organisation are you from?
I'm Will Stewart and I am from the University of Bradford.
And what are you doing at the conference today?
I am presenting an unworkshop at the conference where, being a lazy sod, I actually get the participants to do all the work and I do very little.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
The unconference was about being a passionate teacher. So I sat there and asked 7 people why they were passionate about teaching, and they talked to me for 3 minutes on why they were passionate about teaching. And then after all those people had described to me why they were passionate about teaching, we then had this big discussion in the room, and it so happened that everybody else in the room was passionate about teaching as well, so we had a big buzz together, and that was our session.
Brilliant. And what has the RSC done for you?
The RSC has done for me is to give me the opportunity to bring about change.
And what would you like to see more of at the conference today and also from the RSC in general?
I would like to see much more radical opposition to traditional teaching and learning methods. I'd like to see Mr. Gove brought in and pilloried in the main lecture theatre. And I would like to see opposition to all forms of traditional teaching that presently are undergoing in the schools, colleges and universities in the land. For me, the best piece of technology is the iPad. The iPad is a very personal device, and as a learner, you can make it your own, and you can connect to the internet, you can talk to it, it can talk to you, you can store all your notes on it. It's just a fantastic piece of kit that, as a learner, I don't see how you could actually do without in this day and age. So I recommend everybody in schools, colleges, universities gets themselves an iPad.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Especially those university students who are going to be paying £9,000 the next year for the first year of the course. They should demand an iPad as part of that £9,000.
So, which organisation are you from and what's your name?
My name's Matt Ball and I work for Unionland.
And what are you doing at the conference today?
We are doing a couple of workshops to talk about the projects, what we've got about working with the iPads and the impact it's made on individual learners, workplaces, and how we engage into the wider community using the facility with the iPads.
Could you tell me a little bit about how you've engaged the learners in using the iPads?
Yeah, we've done a series of projects so far, ranging from interactive sessions at Castleford, where we ran a series of sessions which were tailored for individuals, more specifically the older age, and they're now being sort of introduced to technology, using the iPads as a function and facility to sort of interact with them and to break down barriers and stigmas attached to traditional form of learning. Then we did the other series of projects around the Leigh City Council, looking at the learning bus around Adult Learner Week, and we visited numerous of council sites, engaging with the workforce and employers, again using the iPads as a fun, informal way of addressing individual needs and making learning as fun, as informal as possible.
And how successful do you think that was?
I think up to now it's been quite successful. We've had really positive feedback. The applications, what we use within the iPad, have been tailored for individual usage. So yeah, we have had positive feedback around that, and it will continue for the duration of the project, and then obviously moving on from there as well.
Brilliant. And what would you say the RSC have done for you as an organisation?
It's given us an opportunity. Obviously, they've given us funding to get these technology, get the iPads, but it's also provided us an opportunity to look at ways of addressing individual needs and giving people and individuals the opportunity and encourage them into some kind of learning and the learning agenda.
Mm-hmm. And what else would you like to see from the RSC?
Just keep us updated. Obviously, looking at the ways of interaction, ways of how technology can improve mindsets and break down them barriers, and just keeping the ball rolling and build a partnership and relationship with them as well.
Brilliant. So what's your name and which organisation are you from?
I'm Maggie Butterworth and I'm from Swarthmore in Leeds, and it's an education centre, and I'm the CEO director there.
Brilliant. And what have the RSC done for you?
They've been really helpful. For me, the first experience I had was at a WordPress course. I actually fell in love with WordPress for myself as well as for my organisation, and we've just launched a new website with WordPress.
Great.
And I'd like to use it as an intranet as well as a blogging site.
Brilliant. What else have you enjoyed about the conference today?
Oh, the conference has been so inspiring. It's given me so much food for thought. Andy, I've had such a good chat with. He really inspired me in such a simple way, because what we're about, where I work, is all about helping people raise their quality of life. He thinks in exactly the same way as I do. And the fact that our logo is a tree and they take this interactive tree around festivals, I'm thinking, God, I've been wanting to do that for years. That's a really nice thing to do. And I do similar things around festivals with interactive stuff. I do wish trees and things. So I think communication is the art, and learning a lot about social media today with Louise and a teacher training hat on. I was inspired by Louise, and I'm going to go away and use my Twitter account not for chit chat but for CPR.
What else would you like to see at the conference today?
I've really enjoyed the interactive area too, and I really enjoyed using all the gizmos and having a go with things. And I like gadgets. I wish I had an iPad too. I haven't even got an iPad one. But
Change everything.
I'd love one, so maybe I should treat myself.
So, which organisation are you from and what's your name?
I am Beth Snowden. I'm the e-learning trainer at Bradford College.
And what have you enjoyed about the conference today so far?
I have been inspired for sure. It's buzzing here. I always enjoy the atmosphere. I've been coming here to the conferences for, oh golly, as long as I can remember since I've started. And I'm particularly enjoying this one. And something that's really pivotal for me is that today I have my iPad and I can tweet using my Twitter account on my iPad. So I've been watching everybody else do it for the last couple of years and I'm doing it this time. So that's quite exciting. Oh, they've been very helpful, especially this last year or two. I'd like to say a big thank you to everybody at Jisc RSC. I know the team really quite well now. You've been to Bradford College about 3 times, you've done a social media event, you've done a webinar, Adobe Connect training event for us. You've helped with our digital communications policy, and that's just working through me directly. I know that you've helped other colleagues in the college too. So very valuable, and they're very accessible as well. Just to continue, long live Jisc RSC, and I hope they continue to provide impartial advice and expertise and guidance, and continue creating great events like this, which does have a lot of energy about it, and people can network. Sometimes I think when we talk about technology, I don't know, sometimes you can feel not isolated in your organisation, but all those frustrations, as well as the joys, trials and tribulations, it's nice to come to an event like this and speak to everybody, so you can share your successes and also in your failures as well, and network.